It really is. What makes life difficult for a lot of people is they don't think life should be difficult. And so therefore, they're looking for a quick way, a quick answer, an easy way. There are none. And to go uphill, you have to be intentional. No one ever wrote a book on accidental achievements.
Sooner or later, you got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else, you clap for everybody else, you support everybody else, you're making cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you.
Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. The only way to become more successful than most people is to be willing to do something most people aren't willing to do.
If there's something inside of you that you don't like, a behavior, an emotion, a thought, it's not you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's a pattern. And we can develop patterns and do them so often that we think we're our patterns. It's just a habit of thinking, habit of motion.
And the majority of the fears that we have are not life or death fears. Not those kind of fears. But through our imagination, we blow them out of proportion and we give them more power than they actually have or deserve, and we permit them to govern our lives. We permit them to determine how far we can stretch out on our dreams and discovering our stuff.
You can overcome anything except your own death. Anything else will pass, and when you're in the middle of it, it sometimes seems like it won't pass, like your life is over. You can only see according to your perception of things. So unless you make a change inside, new opportunities will never come to you. So when you make a mistake, you have to have faith that there's always a way out.
You're going to work as hard as humanly possible. Blood, sweat, and tears, and nothing's going to happen. And the hardest part is knowing that you're going to have to show up tomorrow and do it all over again. But that is the process. That pursuit of maybe today will be the day. Showing up, not knowing when the final destination is going to arrive, showing up regardless, is what makes a champion.
It's not how you achieve your dreams, it's how you lead your life and the direction and the routine that you set and how focused you are on the little things. That's how you achieve everything. You don't focus on the big goal at the end and have all this hope and desire, like, oh, that's good, everybody has that. But it's the ones that strategically put it in place every single day that really figure it out.
You have to dance beautifully in the box that you are comfortable dancing in. Your box is different than mine. Everybody has their own. It's your job to try to perfect it and make it as beautiful of a canvas as you can make it. And if you have done that, then you have lived a successful life. You have lived with Mamba mentality.
Look into the past and realize how much progress you've made. How much better you are today than you were before, and let that progress fuel you to continue working towards becoming the next version of yourself. Brother, it's the journey of life. The journey, the process is the prize. The prize isn't the destination, it's the process, it's who you become.
No one is ever inspired by a movie where the hero didn't have to overcome some great challenge after being brought to their knees, only to come back and claim the title. What makes you think that your life should be any different? That's the excitement of life. Facing challenge and overcoming it. And in the process, discovering that there's so much more to you than you once believed.
Life will test you. It's great to have a dream. It's great to have a goal. It's great to have a vision. But in your journey, on your way to the top, life will test you. Life really wants to weed out the people who don't truly want it, who aren't really willing to go through anything. You may say you're willing to go through anything, but life will make sure that you're willing to go through anything.
Understand that you're just in a season and that you're going to go through many more. And if it's bad now, it'll be worse later on your way to greener pastures, man. And so if you just understand that it's only for a period of time, and then if you keep punching long enough that you'll come out on top, I don't think there's anything in the world that any individual can't do if they simply stick to the same fight, know that they're in a season, and relentlessly refuse to do anything other than succeed. And I genuinely believe that.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. Go all the way. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, or how much you really want to do it.
Most people know what they need to do, but very few actually do it. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to get better, and way less time actually doing the work. It all comes down to how much you want it. Most people know what they want, but very few people want it bad enough to actually do something about it. So on the days where you don't feel like showing up, are you the kind of person to push past and keep going, or are you the one looking for an excuse to take a break?
And the last thing I think about is, like, why not? Like, why not you? Like, why can't you achieve all the things that are on your heart and your mind? Why can't you, break that generational curse? Why can't you get up and start taking those steps? You know what I mean? Why? Like, what's stopping you? And when you really get to the root of what's stopping you, the only thing that is truly stopping you is you, and you have the power to take that stand and to put one foot in front of the other, take it day by day, step by step, and become the person that God made you to be.
You're not what your parents tell you you are. You're not what your friends tell you you are. In fact, you're not even what you tell yourself you are, because you don't even truly understand your limitless potential. So when you live in a situation where you're limited by the opinions and the insecurities and the projections of other people, what you're doing is you're limiting your potential and your growth for self-development. And the first part is understanding that you can become whoever you want to become.
A mystery to yourself. You don't know who you are. You have patterns of behavior and you're not even understanding that. You don't know why you're angry. You think you're angry because that person said something mean to you or did something wrong. But in fact, your anger probably stems from things from deep, deep within, from your childhood. And you're not reacting to that person, but to actually your parents and what they didn't give you. The origin of wisdom, according to the Greeks, was know thyself. And I believe that very firmly, that knowledge about who you are is an end in itself and will help you in so many ways become that human being that I think we all have the potential to become.
It's all the things that you aren't willing to give up for the dreams that you have, and that is what the person who will beat you is willing to give up.
You might slip and fall in the process of trying to achieve your goals, but you need to remember that it's all part of the journey.
You see, many people say they want to be great, but they're not willing to pay the price of greatness. Are you willing to do what most people are not willing to do? Are you willing to put in the work even on holidays? Are you willing to work to perfect your craft even on weekends? Are you willing to study and get better and grow even on the nights you're invited to those parties? Are you willing to pay the price of greatness? Are you willing to pay that entry fee, the cost at the door of what it takes to be great? You don't just stumble upon greatness. You pay the price day by day, moment by moment.
Winning didn't know my name. Winning doesn't know who the hell you are. Winning keeps his hands in his pocket. It's going to keep his hands in his pockets. You know why? Because it doesn't want to point to anybody who isn't worthy. In order to see winning in all its glory, it wants to see you suffer. It wants to know what you're made of.
You stay in environments where people don't recognize the value of you, you will shrink your gift to the size of what they can stand. And that's what causes anxiety and depression and stress, because you have had to shrink into a form where people can tolerate you.
I don't wait for the perfect moment. Usually the perfect moment is now. The right time to tell somebody that you love them when you feel it is right now. The right time to make that contact, right now. So I want to challenge you today. That call you need to make it now. That email you need to send it now. That chapter you need to write, that copy, that funnel, do it now. I love knocking things off the list because that creates momentum. And the more you do this, ironically, you will develop confidence in yourself to be able to attack things in the moment.
Not just about you. It's not just about whatever you're going to get. It's about the example that you're setting for every single person around you. It's the example in your household. It's the example in your neighborhood. It's the example in your...
Today, I went to work, and then after work, I had to move some things. So I went and got a U-Haul, and I moved some stuff, and then my camera died, so today I'm filming on my phone. But this was gonna happen. This was gonna happen.